Oh, we are live. Thank you for being here.
Ay, Dios mío.
Oh, Dios mío, indeed. This is the goddamn Love Gurus podcast, taking ridiculous dating questions from Reddit right about
You think
now.
your love life is going kind of bad.
Not as bad as the trains in New York City.
Oh,
Found out your
they made us
girlfriend
late.
Accidentally banged your dad.
I hate that girlfriend almost as much as the MTA.
Romance maybe ain't the norm. If you find out your fiance has been slipping it to your mom,
Should have seen it coming after the dad.
just
thing.
ask the love gurus to tell you what to do.
It's
Both good-looking
Listen
women.
to the gurus, or your life is screwed. Love Gurus.
Oh, that's right. You heard the man. This is indeed the Love Gurus podcast, where we take ridiculous dating questions from Reddit. I am here with my co-host, the one, the only Suzanne Leah Shepherd. How's it going, Suzanne?
it just, the one day that I'm like, you know what? I've got kind of a tight schedule. I've got to get to the podcast. The New York City trains are like,
Yeah.
no, you're not.
MTA fucking hates this podcast.
Here's how late and how messed up the trains were. Even the conductor got out of the train to look around and see how long it was gonna take. It's
Oh, that's
like,
no good.
dude. If that guy's out, like he was out, like I could have.
Yeah.
The door was open. I could have stolen the train myself and driven myself here. I should have.
1800s train robbery style.
Smoking a cigarette.
Watching Captain Kangaroo.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
great song.
we are here. Sorry for the delay, people. Again, the MTA blows.
Really sorry
but
about that, yeah.
I'm super excited about this show, man, because we have a hilarious stand-up comic, a first-time guest to the Love Gurus podcast. Super excited about having this guy, the one, the only Michael O'Rourke. Thank you for being here, buddy.
What's up, guys?
Not much, man.
Hi, YouTube out in YouTube land. How you guys doing?
Good. Out there in YouTube land, speaking of which, if you haven't done so already, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to the podcast.
Yes.
Very important. It's how we keep the lights on in this place. That and selling fentanyl to school kids. But we need you to like and subscribe. But Mr. O'Rourke, tell them where they can find you.
My name's Bronx Funny on Instagram, at Bronx Funny. I perform all over the city, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and soon coming to a town near you.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah.
Super excited to have you on the show, and super excited to start the podcast and take some ridiculous dating questions from the people on Reddit.
But also what we're sort of missing, what we haven't announced so far, is that this is Jake's birthday week. It was his birthday on Tuesday.
It's my fucking birthday.
So big shout out to Jake. I messaged him on Tuesday to wish him a happy birthday, and he replied, "Yeah, I forgot it was my birthday until Amy reminded me last night."
Dude, I'm slow learning as fuck. It's
To be a dad, that's what that is.
Yeah. That's why I don't want to hear nothing from my wife about, you forgot this anniversary, you forgot our son's birthday again. It's like, dude, that's just it's not me not caring. It's just it's a learning disorder that's undiagnosed in action. That's what we're looking at right now.
I think I definitely can understand, like, you missed the dates, and plus because your birthday was on a Tuesday, so
Right.
it's kind of like one of those midweek birthdays anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that the night before his wife had to remind him that it was his birthday the next day, I mean, really sums up Jake.
Yeah.
In a sentence.
That
So-
is true. That is true. It does. But speaking of ridiculous sentences, man, I'm super excited about the questions we have. Oh, first up, producer Amy is not here, but she is writing in the comments. She said, "Yeah, you're here. Yeah, awesome. Glad to be here, producer Amy." On YouTube, if you're not watching on YouTube, watch live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Give us your comments in the chats, man. Joel on YouTube says, "Happy belated birthday, Jake." Thank you, Joel. The guy who wrote the intro
What a
song.
gem.
Man. Glad to have him.
Love Joel.
But we are going to take ridiculous dating questions from the wild animals on Reddit, starting right about now. But first, let's hear from our somewhat sort of sponsors. Do you want a delicious Pinot Grigio? You can't do better than Chris. You mean that fucking band from the 70s with all the makeup? No. not Kiss, Chris. It's a pretty sweet one, man. Not too sweet,
I like it.
but almost too sweet. You know, if you don't like sweet wine, this might not be the one for you, but
Yeah.
it's pretty good, man. I'm not normally a sweet wine fan, but I still like it.
It's pretty good.
Chris winemakers have combined modern technology and traditional winemaking artistry to handcraft an exquisite, modern Italian expression of Pinot Grigio from the classic Delle Venzia region. I've always tell people, Delle Venzia is the best goddamn region.
The region, yeah, that's where you go.
That's where you go, dude. That's where you go.
That's Tuscany's old news.
Damn
Yeah,
straight.
Delle
Damn
Venzia,
straight.
yeah.
Martha's Vineyards can suck Delle Venzia's cock.
There's nothing in Della Vencia, though. Don't try to move out there, guys. There's nothing there.
Just a lot of shitty grapevines, and they make a terrible house.
Yes. Just
Once I had to poop off of a grapevine, not a good sight.
just sweet grapes and bath salts. That's all they got out there.
Mine's from Del Boca Vista.
That's a goddamn good vista it is. The area's long northern days and crisp subalpine nights create a perfect environment for this delicate varietals. Varietal. I don't know what the fuck that means. Is it like variable?
Veritas.
Veritables?
Varietal.
Vegetables.
Varietals.
It's like a fancy French vegetable, I guess. I don't know. To reach its full potential, crisp Pinot Grigio's flavor is as vibrant as its label suggests, featuring acacia flower, lime, honey, and a unique touch of almond. The timeless and inspiring Chris label emphasizes the role of the sun in ripening the grapes to perfection. The human hand is crafting the wine, and the lips that savor the.
Oh, that
sounds
sounds
fucking
unsanitary.
perfect.
That
Yeah.
sounds unsanitary.
Do you still have those wine ladies stomping on it with their bare feet, getting fungus on it?
I just
Anyway.
imagine like an Italian dude with like a really hairy arms, like stirring the vat with his forearm.
Beatboxers just doing it on their hands, though, like upside down, like changing the game, you know? Like anybody could step on grapes. We train these people capoeira
right.
style.
That's right. My grandfather, he beatboxed on the wine. That's what I do, too. Each label was designed by contemporary Italian artist Riccardo Schweizer. Okay, well, that's cool. Chris Pinot Grigio, get you some.
Ricky Schweizer, baby.
Ricky Schweizer is the fucking man.
Ricky, you always so schweizen.
Now let's take our first question from the wild animals on Reddit.
First question. How do I tell my best friend to look for someone in his league? My best friend, who's
Ouch.
20, has had bad luck with women ever since I've known him. And that is even though he's trying literally all the time. I worry that he comes off as creepy or forms an unhealthy attitude towards women in general. I have even mutual friends who have told me that they were uncomfortable with his way of flirting with them. I am certainly no expert in dating women since I am a gay man who just broke up with my long-term boyfriend. But I would say that it's an easy solution for him. An easy solution for him would be to just look for someone a bit more in his league. I don't want to come across as shallow or rude, but
Right.
him always
Bitch,
going...
you a 6. Stick to 6s, homie.
But him always going for 10s doesn't do him any favor, in my opinions. Does anyone have any advice for how I could break it to him, or even if I should? So, I mean, this is a short and sweet one. Basically, there's two friends, and the one friend is like, yo, you're hitting on women that are way out of your league. Stop it. Well, he's asking
That's
for
fucking
advice on how to say such a thing. I don't know. You know, here's my opinion. I think that, you know, women tend to, because this is, I think that we've all have this friend, and it's not necessarily someone always hitting on someone that's way hotter than them. It's they have a certain type they go for that's not good for them. You know, some women tend to go towards abusive guys or narcissistic guys or vice versa. You know,
Scorpios.
yeah, Scorpio.
Yeah, I was the opposite of
Mercury's
this guy.
in like retrograde right
I used to
now.
go for threes that would punch me in the mouth for no goddamn reason.
Exactly.
That was the move.
So it's like we've all had that friend that goes for that type that's not good for them. But we, you know, it's, in my opinion, I always feel like I kind of let the friend figure it out. Unless it's like, okay, you know, this is like 100% not healthy and like a physically violent, you know, then I'll
Right.
say something. But, you know, if someone's like, you know, I'm just going to continue to date DJs until I find the one. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
she'll figure it out
There's
eventually.
also alcohol, like Pinot Grigio helps a lot with
Pinot
things
Grigio.
like that. Like if you're a 6 and she's a 10,
Damn straight.
maybe at 4 a.m, 6s become 9s. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
Exactly.
that's why they started. That's why bars tend to turn the lights on at 2 a.m. Just so even if you're drunk,
Yeah.
you get a good look at that 6 you've been grinding
That's right.
on all night, just to make sure that's who you want to go home
I'll say
with.
you give her some Long Island iced teas, turn that 6 upside down. 100%.
That's right. 6'9", baby.
That's right. That's right. I missed some comments here. Tyler on YouTube says, hello, everybody, and happy belated birthday, Jake. Thank you, Tyler. Joanne on YouTube says, forget Jake's birthday. Today is my half birthday. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday, Joanne.
Yeah. Joel on YouTube says, sorry, only giving you half. He said, because he said at Joanne on YouTube, happy.
Yeah.
Half birthday. That
Yes.
means that your parents banged 9 months before this
Yeah.
date.
100%.
Right? Because that's 9 and
Is it 9
Yeah.
or is it
Yeah.
6? I don't know.
But it's a half birthday, so that's 6 months.
That's
and then you
true.
add 3 to that, right?
Yeah.
And then you got 9 months.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So 3 months ago, Joanne's parents banged.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
unless she
did.
was born premature. Then they might have banged 7, 8 months ago.
True, maybe
6.
she's a
I don't know.
preemie.
Yeah. Well, I have no idea.
Or the neighbor's daughter.
Oh, or the mailman's daughter.
Joel on YouTube says, so are you saying that whipping it out and doing the helicopter is not a good flirting, asking for a friend? Yeah.
Well, Joel, your question is solely related to if you're on a
Yeah.
boat or not. That very much changes the
That's
answer
true.
to that question. If you're on a boat, totally fine. Not on a boat, not okay. Those are the rules. That's why they have a maritime law. That's
Yeah.
it's different laws than on the land.
Plus, I wasn't blessed, so I'm not really doing the helicopter so much. It's more like doing the fidget spinner.
It's
you know?
it's hard, so it doesn't flop around as much. Keeps going that
More
way.
like a flagpole and a stiff
yeah,
breeze.
it's like a waving flag. Yeah.
Yeah. But have
America.
you? Yeah. So back to the question: have you ever had? Have either of you ever had a friend that was like, "Oh gosh, why can't I ever get a date?" And you had to kind of break it to them, or do you just like in that situation? You just say,
Can't do it. You know?
Yeah?
Can't break
Yeah.
their heart. Let
There's
the
no
world
nice way
break
to
their
do it.
let the world break
Yeah.
your friend's heart eventually.
That's it,
It'll
yeah.
happen.
They're gonna
one
have
day.
to do it. They're gonna have to figure
Something
that
will
out on their
settle
own.
them down. You know.
Yeah, that's a tough conversation. There's certain things if you word them right, it will come off less
You
harsh.
should get a better
There's-
job. My bad. But
Yeah,
like
right.
get more money and you'll be fine.
"Fair enough."
Yeah.
That's a
Rich
good.
sixes get
Uh-huh.
9s and 10s,
Yeah.
baby.
That's
Oh, yeah.
a really good point because also to your point, let's say that in your head you're like, well, if I tell Billy that he's actually if you
Ugly in the face.
yeah, if you're
Right.
ugly in the face, rich in the heart. It's then what's going to happen is you're going to break Billy. Billy is going to find someone eventually, but then you're going to be sad at that guy's wedding and be like, man, I broke this guy. Like, this is all, like, I would feel bad about it. It's like, he's like, okay, I guess I'm going to marry Cherie, whatever. Like some woman who he's not like 100% happy with. I don't know. Like, shouldn't we all like shoot for the stars?
Yeah, but if she bangs the ugly dude, he should marry her. 'Cause you're not gonna get someone else.
Yeah.
That's a good
I
point.
think, and
Yeah.
also I think in general that I think it's much more common for the woman to be arguably more attractive than the man. Like even with like money aside, that and the rest, it's, women are looking for someone to treat them well. Generally, guys are just looking for someone who looks better than they do.
Because we're
So-
hideous creatures.
Yeah. As somebody who looks like a balding Steve Buscemi, I second that.
Even women
100%.
like women. Even women that don't like women still like women.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Yeah. So yeah, I think if I were in this situation, I would. Well, also let's keep in mind that his best friend is 20, so he's got a minute to figure it out. So I'm just, even if he spends the
Yeah,
next
that's a
10
good point.
years going after these unattainable women, that's fine. Okay, he's gonna be 30 and he still hasn't found the one. Like, yeah, people are living to 95 these days.
In
It's
retrospect,
fine.
there was very few 20-year-olds I knew that had dating really fucking down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not
And
supposed
with climate change, your friend's not going to see 60 or 70
Yeah.
anyway. You know what I'm saying?
to take comfort in that.
Yeah, take comfort in that guy.
It's one of
Yeah.
the glasses half full
Fuck
kind
as
of
fast as you
catastrophes.
can. As
Yeah.
quick as you can.
Uh-huh. With the air conditioning on. Fuck it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But also, because even if he does find someone that, let's say that climate change doesn't murder him at 60, which it will. But even if that doesn't happen, there's so many people are living so long nowadays. Now it's like you're at an event and it's like, Betty and George have been married for 68 years. You're like, fuck's sake, 68 years.
It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild when you hear that. And see me, I'm the opposite. I think climate change is a hoax. I think he's going to be murdered by the Clintons by the time he's older. That's why I think he's not making 60.
Well, that's because Hillary...
Chelsea's a 6. That's how it happens.
That's right. Tell him.
But she's got money.
Tell him to go fuck a Chelsea Clinton. Yeah, that bumps her up
married
to like
already.
That's
See how that works?
9. Yeah, I mean,
Get into politics, you ugly fuck.
Yeah, dude. Be a trophy husband for Chelsea. Do it.
Yeah, I just think, okay, so my final advice for this person is, here's the other thing I wanted to point out about this question. So he's bringing this up when it's very coincidental that he himself has just gotten out of a relationship. So there's a part of me that feels like he's a little bit of sour grapes.
Turn him gay.
What?
It turned him gay.
Yeah.
Right?
No, he is gay. Yeah.
So flip your friend. You know what I'm saying? You're never getting those 10 girls. Come over here and let me show you what time it is.
That's
right?
right.
Honey?
Yeah.
Why
That's
is my
right.
friend anyway?
Just let him know that there's always a spot for him on the love scene.
Yeah.
Like he's that's a great idea.
Let me show you what we do to 6s in my community, sir.
We're helping the community
Yeah.
right now.
But I'm just saying, I think there's a part, like the person writing the question just got out of a relationship. His friend is doing this. I think there's a little part of him that is, again, sour grapes, a little bitter about relationships in general. And so he's looking to his friends like, you're stupid because you're going for people that are older than you. You don't even know what it takes to be in a relationship. There's something angry inside of him.
Yeah, this guy does seem a bit bitter. Yeah, it's like, why does it bother him so much that his friend's
who cares?
Getting late? Yeah, man. I mean,
maybe your friend's just like making it weird for all your other friends.
Yeah,
like hitting
true.
on other girls, like, hey, and you're like, dude, you need to chill. Like, that's when you'd be like, yo, chill with the. If you want to do that at a bar, do that to the girls that no one knows in my circle.
Yeah.
Don't do it within the circle of family, the circle of trust.
Yeah.
You know?
But also, again, those people, I feel like if that's your friend, if you tend to weed those people out of your life. You know, it's like if they're 20
the
and
ugly ones, you mean?
I'm saying the creepy ones. Like you always like have that story of like, yeah, when I was like in my 20s, I had this friend Brian. He was like so creepy. You stop being friends with him, and it's not that there's like a hard line. It's just
creepy
that
Brian.
creepy Brian ruins your night out.
Yeah.
Ruins your night out, and so you stop hanging out with him. And then all of a sudden you see on Facebook that he finally married that 6 that he deserved.
Dude, it's wild.
I woke up next to creepy Brian this morning. He slept in my bed last night, but I don't think anything happened.
That sentence makes me want to take a shower. Oh, I feel so dirty now.
I don't think me and creepy Brian slept together, but when I woke up, he was watching me breathe. It was pretty
my
weird.
pants were unbuckled, but my belt was on.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
How do you even do that?
Oh, God.
He's like a creepy magician.
Very weird.
Very weird. Okay. So
we got some comments here. Let's see. Joel on YouTube says, okay, so doing it at Walmart or a food court at the mall is bad. Got it. Thanks, y'all. I'll send you my PayPal for bail if you'd like to help me out. Amy says, hi, Joanne. I'm working, so I'll be going off facial expressions and Joel and Joanne's comments tonight. And yours too, Tyler. Fucking A, man.
Yeah.
And anybody out there watching, if you're out there watching, log in to YouTube and give us your comments, you know?
So my final advice is, listen, the person writing the question, you sound bitter because you just got out of your relationship. I do feel bad for you about that. But just leave your friend alone. Let him be creepy. And if he creeps you out too much, just stop hanging out with him.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what other final advice do you guys have for this person?
Don't hang out with that ugly predator.
Yeah, ditch young Kyle
Weinstein.
Weinstein.
Fuck him in the ass one night, and you be the creepy Brian. And once you out creepy Brian, he becomes nice Brian. He becomes quiet Brian.
Get yourself
becomes 2 in the back of your
quiet
van.
Brian never talks to nobody anymore, Brian.
How do you like getting raw dogged by somebody who's underneath your lead?
That's right.
I don't want to talk about
that. You go to the grocery store right now. You go get yourself a banana. You put that banana in the freezer, and then when creepy Brian comes to your house, it's frozen banana time.
Hey, you want to go camping, Brian?
I brought The
You know
devil's
that
frozen
joke,
fruit.
right? Like if you woke up camping, like you and your friends got drunk,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
woke up, your ass is sore. There's a condom on the floor and there's Vaseline everywhere. Like, would you tell anyone about that?
Right.
And everyone's like, no. And you're like, you want to go camping?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, 20 years ago, if you would have asked me, I'd have said no. But now I'm like, well, I'll make that a one-man show. I'll become.
That'd be good
It'll
for
be a big
me.
comedy special.
It
Yeah.
was like a really famous movie, The Parent Trap. No?
Parent Trap.
The Parent Trap.
Great movie.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
Oh, they go camping.
I saw the old one.
Yeah,
the old
but
school
but
one.
it's the exact same storyline. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So anyway,
Wasn't that like a comedy? Like a
Oh
a
yeah,
family
it
Yeah.
was.
It's
Disney
a-
remade it too.
it's a
With Lindsay
rom-com.
Lohan.
Yeah.
I had to edit out her cleavage. That's a fact. You
Yeah,
guys can look that up.
I did.
Yeah.
Before she got the reduction, which I lost faith in her after that.
Oh yeah, but this is like
she's
well
crazy.
before she had
Yeah.
Lindsay, I
coke.
love you though. Just so you know, diehard Lindsay Lohan fan. They never should have edited that movie.
Yeah. But after the reduction, you're more like a 6 that this Brian fella could hook up with.
If I ever get famous, I'm gonna see the original copy of The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan, unedited version.
Interesting. That would
Cleavage.
be.
The whole movie was cleavage. Apparently, I'm guessing that's why they had to edit it. Someone
I
was
don't
like,
know.
"This is too much."
To me, it sounds a little Bonnie shaming. I don't know.
No, I love it.
That is awesome.
I'm body.
You know? Is
Crazy.
that after
Yeah.
after
No, no, no.
Worshiping.
Yeah.
Worshiping.
Yeah.
Not shaming.
after so many
No, I'm
hours
saying
of
their
cleavage?
body shaming
Oh,
for
Yeah.
okay.
No.
I thought she's trying to cancel me. No.
No, I'm saying it was probably what actually it was. Like you would watch it and you'd be like, "That's not even cleavage, motherfucker." You know. But I'm saying they probably watched it and it's like the smallest millimeter of cleavage, and they're like, ugh. I'm saying Disney or
Yeah,
whoever
but
made
also
that.
maybe the guy filming it filmed so much cleavage. Disney's like, this is
Yeah.
ridiculous. It was on camera too this whole time. Like her cleavage is in the middle of the screen.
Is this
The
just a
cameraman
live
just-
action cartoon about talking titties? Where's the rest of the people?
I don't know if you guys follow them a lot. There's somebody tied up in the back of the room here. I'm the first one to break the rule and tell you viewers at home. They have some. I don't know who it is, and the person oddly looks very like calm. Like they don't look like they're tied up against their will. Like it might be
Right.
something they like.
It's like a Pulp Fiction basement kind of
They're
deal.
just kind of
Yeah.
sitting there like they got a long straw.
Uh-huh. We like
Sipping.
a captive audience.
Yeah.
You know. It's every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Suzanne comes over. She says, "Bring out the Gimp," and I say, "But the Gimp's sleeping." And she says, "The podcast is once a week. You know what time it is." So
Yeah.
I knock on the trunk. I drag him out, and we chain him to the radiator over
Converted
there.
file
and he-
cabinet, I think.
Yeah.
I give him a hug every week. I don't know what's the big problem.
That's probably why he's so happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I'm getting my hug today.
Yeah. Well, it's listening to our podcast live
That's
is some
part of my
bizarre
week.
form of torture that the guy gets off on. You know.
Not the Love Gurus podcast.
I'm a dirty little piggy boy who deserves to listen to this podcast. Oh yeah, I'm coming. I'm such a dirty. I'm on Reddit love
The
question.
Reddit Gimp.
The
All you Reddit
Reddit
heads out there.
God damn it! We should have named this podcast the Reddit
Reddit
Gimp.
Gimp.
Holy
Oh, that's a
fuck.
way better name.
That's a way better name. God damn it.
All that
I
marketing
love
down
your
the
voices, by the way, both of you. I could listen to these guys talk all day.
Dude, we rock.
Yeah, it's sexy.
drain.
No,
Very
love
kind.
your voice too, man.
Yeah.
We got 3 good voices here.
Thanks.
3 good radio voices.
Speaking of good voices, gentlemen.
Oh,
look
let me
at-
get my final advice though. My
Yeah,
final
yeah.
advice is like,
I was
sir,
gonna say, look into your heart and find the voice for your final advice.
yes, I look deep into my heart, and my heart told me that your friend is out there trying to fuck 9s and 10s, and I say you, sir, could help him because you could be. If you cared about your friend and you had a little bit of intuition, you could be what? A gay wingman.
That's
Holy
true.
fuck.
That is-
a gay wingman.
that's artillery.
could get a
Oh, and
6.
that is-
yeah.
That
Heavy
does
artillery. He's right.
yeah,
Dude.
that is not bestowed on many. That
You
is a
go
blessing.
over to go, oh my God, I love how your nails match whatever you're wearing, blah, 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 blah. Did you see the last RuPaul's Drag Race? You start talking reality TV show, you start talking true crime docs, and then, oh my God, have you met my friend Creepy Brian? And then all of a sudden, Creepy Brian is fucking a 10 because of you. You could make him fuck outside of his weight
He
class.
kind of creeped me out when I first met him, but then I realized his friend was gay, and I thought, oh, maybe he's just sensitive.
He
Yeah.
was molested once by his
Exactly.
gay friend, so I let him come back to my dorm with me.
I thought it was like a gay straight Rain Man situation. I thought maybe Creepy Brian helped him count
He
cards
wouldn't even
in
touch
Vegas.
me, and I'm a 10.
I really like people who embrace diversity. Do you embrace diversity?
Now he just draws on a little notebook on the subway.
He breathes real heavy and he stares at women who aren't me. I think I was led astray. by an evil gay wingman, by an evil genius mastermind.
He's got an Instagram.
In fact, dude, if you get this guy laid, I say you document the whole thing, you create an app, and then you monetize your gay wingman skills.
Yeah.
You sell your services to other creepy Bryans out there that will pay a premium to get you to swoop into bars and let them fuck tens.
Isn't that, women brides will pay for bridesmaids. So, I mean, why can't he monetize on that skill?
Yeah. I mean, I say do that.
Okay.
100%. Oh, Joel on YouTube says, I'm going to stop commenting now, Jake. Jake promised to not call me a gimp anymore. Yeah, sorry about that. I used the G word with a hard P at the end. That was my bad. He said, by the way, I dropped my straw.
Wait, go to the back. I'll go put it back in. I feel bad now. How could he type in all that fucking tape?
I mean, he does it with his nose. He's a talented gimp.
Yeah, very talented gimp.
X-Men don't get to choose their superpowers. You know what I mean?
It's but awesome. Go ahead.
Can I say one more?
Of course,
yeah. This is my last one on that.
Yeah,
right?
Whatever you have.
Because who even talks to girls at bars anymore? That's almost illegal, right? Most people date on the internet now, and in 20 years it'll be strictly only that allowed. You know what I mean? I used to be able to talk to a girl on the street and say, "Hey, you're very pretty, you have nice eyes. Can I get your number?" Now you don't do that.
No, talking to one in the wild. That's
if
like
your
a hate
friend
crime.
is talking to people in bars, it's because when he goes on Bumble, he knows where he lies. Because dating apps will let you know what number you are.
That's a good point.
You swipe on everything and see what comes back to you. And after 100 likes, that's your crew there, buddy. So if you want to know what number you are, do Bumble and just see what comes back.
But but to your point, I think that statistically, if you flip a penny 1,000 times, statistically it'll be 50% heads, 50% tails. So if you swipe 100 times on Bumble and you get 40 matches.
Your dick sucked.
You're a 4. You're a 4 at best. But it only takes one of those 4s, to suck your dick. So
sure, it's a numbers game, fellas.
It is a numbers game. Just saying.
But every once in a while you win the lotto, right?
Yeah.
Look at this girl, right? Am I right? Lottery.
Yeah.
And this guy, he's got a whole life here.
Dude, as a 4.2, I can tell you, every 4.2 gets to fuck a drunk 7 once in a while, And,
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
universe works in mysterious
100%, dude.
As a fellow 4, that one time when that 8 hit on me, man, I'm never going to forget that. That's in my mind forever.
Stole that bitch's wallet.
Yeah. Crazy eights. Yeah, dude, that's my day job is stealing purses from drunk women in nightclubs,
No, in their house when they take you home.
That's the move.
This podcast doesn't pay for itself, fellas.
Yep.
Amazing. Well, I think we answered that question. Let's move on to the next
Absolutely.
question.
Next question on Love Gurus Podcast. And actually, where's that bubble bottle?
Oh, yeah, I put it in the fridge. So
okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm going to crack that while you read this. We're going to take one question now from the wild animals on Reddit. If you guys got any questions, write it in the chat at loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. We're going to take our next question, though, right now from the wild animals on Reddit.
So this next question is actually from the Am I an Asshole section of Reddit. However, we will answer if they were the asshole, but also we're going to give some advice to this person on how he can move forward with his relationship. So, continuing on. Am I the asshole for telling my former friend turned sister-in-law that I'm not going to be her comfort person anymore? I'm 25 and I used to have the biggest crush on my childhood friend Emily, who's 26. As a teen, I wasn't very assertive and a little awkward, so I never had the courage to tell Emily how I felt. Then my brother Liam, 28, who's now 28, who's more assertive, started hitting on Emily. Well, long story short, they started hooking up, even though my brother Liam knew how I felt about Emily. Well, they started hooking up, and then our senior year...
Is this written by Noel Gallagher? Is this what broke up Oasis?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, because these names are obviously in quotes. So, but yeah. So I know that she was technically never my girlfriend, but it still sucked, and I did feel betrayed by my brother Liam. Turns out they kept hooking up, and I read that part. And Emily, even though they were doing this, Emily would depend on me for rides. She would depend on me for emotional support. Once I found out they were hooking up, I just wanted to remove Emily from my life completely. But during the summer of our senior year, she and Liam sat me and my parents down and explained that she was now pregnant and they're planning on keeping the baby. My parents weren't happy. And I just got up and was like, crap, I'm never going to get her out of my life now. So I also lied about being stuck in traffic and missed Emily and Liam's wedding. I showed no interest in my niece Daisy, who's now 8, although I still make an effort to be polite to them while I'm around. Recently, Emily's father passed away.
I mean, how can you hate someone named Daisy, for Christ's
For
sake?
that long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's 8 now. Anyway, okay, recently, Emily's father passed away, and she's really going through it because despite not being around, she's always desired a relationship. When we were kids, I remember all those times when I was a shoulder for Emily to cry on about her father, and I guess now she was reaching out. After Emily spent an hour crying, I offered her some water, and then she asked me why I was being so cold towards her about her father's death. And how I calmly yet firmly told her that we were just kids back then, and that if she now wants that level of emotional intimacy, she needs to go to my brother.
Oh, wow.
Emily cried even more and left, and has managed to send Liam, my parents, and Emily's mom from mutual friends to call me and tell me that I'm heartless and sad for being so spiteful. Am I the asshole in this situation, and how should we move forward? So, yeah, kind of a long question, but to give a synopsis, get back in.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's fine. But yeah, so to give a quick synopsis, so there's this guy. So his high school crush was this girl named Emily, and he was like an emotional support for her. Like they were very close friends, but he never had the guts to tell her how he felt. Well, Emily, his brother knew how he felt about her, but his brother and Emily started hooking up. They then accidentally got pregnant. Now it's, 8 years later, his brother, Liam, the brother, and Emily, the girl, they're married. They have this 8-year-old daughter. The Emily's father dies. She's crying, sobbing to him, trying to get support. And he's like, I don't know what you want me to do, Emily. It was a long time ago that we were friends, like being very stoic.
Sure.
And now everyone's going to him being like, you're a douchebag for being mean to Emily. So he's like, well, listen, I
She's
liked
technically
her.
a sister-in-law now, right?
Yeah. Here's my first quick hot take is that, again, time has passed. We are
Lots
not
of it.
talking about a couple weeks.
8 years.
Yeah, 8 years. You're 25 now. I know that 25 is still very young, but this is your sister-in-law. This is your brother. Her dad fucking died. Even if you know some of the backstory, it's okay for you to not run over to her every 15 minutes, but to just be warm for 1 second and let her cry.
Yeah.
I mean, are you really still so bitter about your fucking high school girlfriend?
17 years old
Yeah.
is when it
Bro.
happened. You're 25. Even 25 is young, but
And
17 is
yeah.
a baby. So
17's
in
a baby.
8 years, you should have been getting on to other stuff.
That's right,
Anyway.
because
Yeah.
8
And
years
it was love with your
yeah.
brother and her. So, your brother was kind of wrong, but he fell in love with a girl, married her, and had a baby.
Right.
So I don't think the brother's a bad guy.
Yeah. The ends
yeah.
kind of justified the means on this one.
That's the thing, is, like, it was
it's not
certainly-
like you were sleeping with her.
Yeah, it's definitely not okay. Like, yeah, maybe the brother should have like said something to him, but yeah, it's not like they were in a relationship. It's not like you guys were having sex or anything like that. The person you liked and your brother and her got together. It's why are you so
Yeah.
bitter about this? Like,
Did you kill her father?
Yeah.
Be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because dude, right now, honestly, and I try to say this lovingly, you're coming off as a creepy Brian right now. You're coming off as a
He's
creepy
very
Brian.
creepy
I think you
Brian.
might have killed the father.
He's like,
How did
am
the
I an
father die?
asshole or are you a murderer is the big question. Did you kill her dad?
That's right. And I always try to point this out at least once a podcast. When in doubt, I like to err against the person writing the question for two reasons. A, these people are on Reddit and they're animals. B, this is a source by for and about them. It's their pro-them propaganda. It's their MSNBC, their Fox News, their North Korean state-run news if they happen to inherit the country. So when they leave out important details, I have to think there's a reason for it. How did the father die? That was a long question, and we didn't get a whole lot on how the father died. I think this motherfucker pushed him.
Murderer.
Also,
Yeah.
also
The
the
law's
other.
gonna get you.
Also taking into consideration exactly what Jake just said, that what tends to happen is the people writing the questions tailor these in a way that makes themselves look better.
Yeah.
We're talking about Like literally
I think
one.
he was pretty honest though,
1
because you
hour.
could everyone kind of say you're an asshole to that.
Yeah.
And he's just maybe he's honestly asking.
No,
Yeah.
but he's definitely an asshole because like we're talking about the
for sure.
space of time that she's asking for him to be there for her is an hour.
Nah.
1 hour. And he's like, I'm not going to do this for you. It's like, it's not like she came over to your house sobbing for a month straight. I mean, we're talking about literally one episode of Real Housewives of New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not a lot of time out of your day. You were probably on your phone the whole time anyway, you insensitive bastard. Like, I think in this situation, he's definitely the asshole. Like,
Also, he probably could have banged her if he played his cards right. 'Cause the guy just died. So like, I'm just saying, I'm not saying if that would be an asshole thing. But if you always wanted to bang a girl for 8 years, that's your brother's wife, and as a kid, then she comes to you and her dad
I'm
dies.
just saying if
that's your chance, buddy.
Yeah, bro. If you
that is her rock bottom.
pull
She's at her
out
rock
some
bottom.
of this crisp Pinot Grigio
right.
and put it to the test.
give her some
baby.
crisp Pinot, be like, listen, I'm gonna get us a bottle of crisp Pinot Grigio. I'm gonna put on some Real Housewives.
This could have been I
I'm
fucked
gonna
my
give you-
brother's wife.
yeah.
Am I the asshole
If you
question
had a shred
instead?
of game, you could make this happen. If you were a little more evil or a little hotter, you could make this happen. You could give her a nice shoulder to cry on, and she'd be like, "Wow, well, I'm crying on his shoulder. He's got some decent pecs. What the fuck is going
what's
on
that?
here?"
Does
You
it
know?
work out?
And he,
Whoa.
and she kind of works her way down. You kind of
And you're
help
like,
her.
I always loved you.
Yeah, it gets wild. You could be a Shakespeare villain if you fucking did this right.
Iago,
But instead, you're a Shakespeare sad boy. And
Yeah.
you're going to suck. You're going to be
Guilt.
the asshole, and you're going to be sad forever.
Yeah, it's I agree
Should have
with
banged her.
Yeah.
Should have banged her.
So, speaking of fucking things, man, I really fucked up on this. I tried to get like a bottle of bubbles for your birthday, and God, that fucking sucks.
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Don't judge me. I'm an alcoholic.
Honestly, see, but I like.
It is-
No, it's dry.
Oh,
I
it's-
like a dry bottle of bubbles.
It's I feel like a squirrel just threw up in my mouth. That's
Maybe Creepy
that's what I'm
Brian
just-
put something in yours.
I think Creepy Brian was
Tastes
putting
different.
in
Tastes like medicine.
mine.
Tastes powdery.
Yeah. So
Chemically.
so get yourself some squirrel vomit
Yeah.
wine, and but I agree. I think
In
that
France, they call this wine squirrel vomit.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're at the point where I'm of the opinion that he is the asshole in this situation.
Yeah, you definitely were.
So now the question is, how can he move forward in this? Because she went full nuclear and then sent messages to around the rest of the family that was
that's
like
asshole-y
that was
too.
like, hey, this is what he did. Because also again, I'm sure that he was much more of an asshole than what he's describing in this
100%.
question.
That's probably
So now the family and friends are aware of how much of an asshole he is. So now he's in the hole. Like he's got to dig himself out of this.
or just keep digging deeper, right? Fuck the fact that
Double
she gave me a
down.
hand job at Thanksgiving. Just be like, you want to put me on blast? I'll put you on blast. And the lie, we'll ruin this family tonight.
I think she stole some of Grandma's good chinaware
Someone
as well.
else is dying this week after
Yeah.
this podcast. In
Yeah.
that family.
So either double down and say that she sobbed to him while naked in the bathtub with a vibrator. You know, like
And
really
your brother
go,
raped his daughter. And if you want to throw that in for good measure, like you're gonna put me on blast. Well, here's what's happening in that house.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Who's the favorite nephew now?
The other way that you can try and climb out of this is, just do a big old fucking group text. Just get dirty. Get a big group text going, and just say exactly. Just actually send him a link to this thing and say, listen, I always had feelings for her. It felt emotionally manipulative because I liked her. I thought she knew I liked her, yet she fucked my brother.
Oh, but if you send that text, that's going to sound so fucking weird after 7 years.
Yeah.
You're going to sound like a psychopath.
Well,
I'd be like, look, sorry.
but sometimes, like, this is why therapy is a thing, is because there's something about saying your crazy thoughts aloud to someone else that then you're like, that is real fucking crazy.
Right.
I'm crazy.
Yeah.
'Cause
in my
I-
head, it sounded different.
I
In
believe,
my head, I was like totally normal, but then I was like, you're right, I shouldn't take a knife on the subway.
right when I hit send, I looked at it from a fucking bird's eye view.
if
and
I
was
think
like, wow.
I'm gonna tie this chick up, but if I think it in my head, and then when I say I'm gonna tie this chick up, when I hear it,
Yeah, it's like,
And I said,
wait,
that
that's
sounded
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
inner voice, you crazy fuck.
Yeah.
inner voice.
When I'm thinking about chaining women to radiators, you know what I mean, with padlocks and bike chains and things, in my head I sound like the guy from 50 Shades. You know what I mean? I sound like a ripped CEO of something, but then it comes out of my mouth, and I have this raspy Midwest accent saying
I'm just gonna say the obvious. This is why Armie Hammer's in such trouble right now.
Yeah.
You know, had he been like, I want to eat women, had he said that aloud before just doing it.
Right, yeah. In his head,
I mean?
it sounds like Kirkpatrick reading the book 50 Shades
If you're
of Grey.
going to eat a person and like if it doesn't taste good, like you ever cook a steak and it just doesn't come out right?
Yeah.
That's the real crime right there. You know?
Yeah,
if
you're
you
a
make it
bad
taste
cook.
good, like if you fucking slap that shit and you're like, yo, that shit slaps.
Yeah.
Like I will feed this to my friends. They're like, Mike, what is that? I love it.
Yeah.
That's when you're allowed. I think.
Did you just turn me into a cannibal?
I don't know.
Holy shit.
Did you like the
Did
food
just
I gave
turn
you
me
before
into
the
a cannibal?
podcast?
Oh, it's delicious. It's delicious.
It wasn't beef short rib.
Dude, I watched a documentary about Liberia. It's called The Cannibal Warlords of Liberia. And they had a guy there called General Butt Naked. That was his name. They called him that because him and his child soldiers used to fight, you guessed it, butt naked, you know, because of magic and stuff. And they used to before
Let me
a
guess,
battle,
they also were Roman Catholics? No?
actually, afterwards, close. You're not far off.
Not far off.
It kind of gets there eventually.
Episcopalian.
Yeah. So what he would do is he would kidnap a kid that wasn't fighting for him from a nearby village before a battle. They would sacrifice the kid, eat its heart and other parts because of, magic.
Kids' hearts taste good.
I mean, according to him, I guess. And so that was during that civil war they were having. When Vice filmed this documentary, they followed him around. He is now he has been born again. And he is a converted evangelical minister who goes around as a televangelist.
Wow.
He ate people?
Yeah. He was a cannibal.
I thought this was like in the 16, 1500s.
No, he's alive now.
This guy's still alive out here.
Dude, it showed him giving a sermon in like an all-white cream suit. And his name's like Christopher or something now. And
By the way, did we ever find Joe Comey?
Joe Comey?
Do you guys remember that?
Oh, Comey. Yeah.
Did we ever find
I don't
him?
know what the fuck ever happened with that guy, honestly.
That's what made me think of that.
This guy,
big Joe
way
Comey
crazier.
campaign.
Way crazier. And he would start off sermons, and there'd be people watching, like going to buildings to watch him preach. And he would open up by going, I used to be called General Butt Naked, but now I am a general of God. And it's like, what the fuck? I watched another interview with that guy later, and they asked him what people tasted like. And he goes, what's the closest thing that people taste like? He goes, ribs, pork ribs. It's such an oddly specific thing.
So I'm just this is like completely off topic, but I'm just saying this is kind of why I am not super religious because you're saying God's gonna let him just eat a bunch of kids, and then after the 17th kid, God's like,
I was way more.
Whoa, General Butt Cheek. Okay. Now I'm gonna speak to your heart. Okay, now you're gonna be a priest. You're gonna be a pastor.
Children,
and now you're saved.
Jesus.
But don't worry, all them little boys that you just ate right there. That's okay. That's okay.
I don't much like the fact that Reverend used to eat people, but I do like what he thinks the blacks moving into this neighborhood down here because they got to keep this place safe,
I used to eat the body of children, but now the only body I eat is the body of Christ.
Now,
Amen.
did you eat black or white people? And as a racist, which one would they rather is my question. But he ate black people, forget about him. But he ate white people, he's all right. Or vice versa.
Man, on Thanksgiving Day, when they start carving up that turkey and they say white or dark meat, man, my mouth salivates.
I'm saying. Now, which one did he eat? Because there wasn't both down south. There was one or the other. Facts. No matter how you slice it.
Anyway, just again as a side note, that's why I don't really go to church anymore. Okay. Anyway, so
I only eat people who are part of the master race.
I only eat vegans because I'm trying to be healthy.
Excuse me, could you just please provide only grass-fed?
You know what I'm saying though? The best meat in this country lives in Williamsburg. Is what I'm telling you. Like, fuck the chicken, fuck the beef. Go
I mean, the
eat
best
a
for you.
vegan. They treat themselves like a temple. Like, that shit is some wagyu, yo.
Yeah,
Wagyu.
Nah. The Wagyu's the sumo wrestlers. You want that nice and marbled sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Health-wise,
True.
you want to eat.
Fat
You want to
vegan.
eat the vegans for most of your meals, but every now and then you treat yourself. You know what I mean? You
A
get
vegan
some
that drinks
marbled-
whiskey.
Yeah,
I'm saying, how would
that's
that
right.
taste? Like a whiskey
It
head
gets
with a beard
massages.
vegan? That's some good. That's some good shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So awesome. So back to this question then. So
We got
sorry,
a little off topic.
let me just do a very natural transition
I
from
think you should murder a sister and eat her.
Brought to you by
vegan cannibalism. Back to the question about someone who's upset about
Goes
his
great
high
with
school
Chris
girlfriend.
Yes.
Goes great with Chris Prosecco.
Good with fish, poultry, and beef.
And vegan.
But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, so like again, my final advice to this person is: listen, you are the asshole, and he's completely unself-aware. He has no awareness of how he is harboring this
Pain.
pain, I guess. And so so get yourself some therapy, but also know you're the asshole, and then say it aloud. Say aloud the things that you think of these people. And then read them as if someone else is saying them. And then maybe that's going to give you some awareness of that. Actually, it's time for you to move the fuck up.
That's funny.
You don't
That's
have a
pretty
kid.
rough.
You're not 25 with a fucking 8-year-old. Like, count your blessings and move on. And just move on.
We got this 6 that might be looking to hang out earlier in the podcast. But also, I want to say one more thing. Like, to be honest, maybe like you are an asshole for what you did. You did it wrong. But guess
100%.
what? Some people make mistakes, and that's what being an asshole is. So sometimes the best thing to do is say, "Yo, I'm sorry, I was an asshole, but it's because of my feelings, and I'm gonna try to work on that. You know, not be an asshole anymore." So you know.
That was beautiful. That was
Or
really,
kill
really
or
nice.
ruin their family. Either you got an A and a B there, buddy.
Yeah.
Either get better or
A or
just
B
bring the
back.
house down with you. I want to see on the news like 3 days from now. Reddit causes house fire in Illinois. 8
could
dead at a dinner party on Sunday.
I could either renovate it or burn it to the fucking ground.
And I'll be like, he listened to our podcast. How cool is that? That's the evil laugh.
That's right.
Yes, we're making it.
I so hope this ends up
could
on a
feel
Netflix
that
doc
came,
someday.
that we could feel that laugh came from the dark place.
Join us, young creepy
Yes.
Brian. Come to the dark side.
Reddit. Yes, Reddit.
Yeah.
Give your sister-in-law a little Juan dun 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 dun.
Even the gimp is jumping up and down right
Yeah.
now. He's loving this.
Uh-huh.
He loved that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Squealing right through that orange ball.
He doesn't wiggle often, but he's been wiggling during
You should
this
mic
one.
him one day. You should definitely mic him.
He actually, beautiful voice. It sucks that he's into that so
Put
much
him on a
because
little square.
he
right in
has the
corner.
voice of Morgan.
Yeah.
Hello, I am the
Yeah,
gimp.
that's it. Yeah, right. I never heard his real
I'm here to
voice.
tell you what life is like
Yeah.
inside of a leather suit. Tales from the leather suit. I've been in this suit longer than Andy Dufresne. With an Alcatraz bit. I could chisel my way out, but I don't want to. It's the only way that I can come.
I feel
Yeah,
I am
safe
the
in
gimp.
his chest. Some people say a man gets hooked on institutionalized. Man lives in the chest long enough, forgets how to live in the outside world.
You can-
I
I still
don't
can't
need-
piss without asking to go.
You can take the gimp out of the leather suit, but you can't take the leather suit out of the gimp.
It was 1949 when I first met Andy Dufresne. Tall drink of water, come off a bus, look scared like a rat or sneeze, and he'd jump.
That first night's always the toughest. But yeah.
Fish.
I asked.
Fish.
So Jake, what's your final advice for this
All right,
person?
before I do my final advice, we are behind on some comments. John
Yes.
on YouTube says, hello all. Hello, John. Joel on YouTube says, the look on Suzanne's face when Jake discussed the sacrifice says it all. That's why I watch porn instead of documentaries. Joel on YouTube says, everybody sing along. Jesus loves the little children. He loves them medium rare with some A1.
A1 steak sauce.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. My final advice is, for one thing, yeah, absolutely don't tell the family how you're feeling, because no one's going to respond well to the group text like, listen, I know it sounds bad that I told her to go fuck herself after her dad died. Sad emoji. But just know it's because I want to fuck my sister-in-laws.
Eggplant emoji.
Yeah, there's no good way. You know how there was no good way to tell the guy from the last question he's ugly and he's trying to fuck attractive women and it's not going to work out? There's no good way to tell anybody it's because you've been wanting to fuck your sister-in-law since you were 17.
Facts.
That's not going to ever come out well. So basically, just it honestly, there's no way to undo what you did. I would have told you just suck it up, deal with it, and then give her bad advice for dealing with the death of her father. And then she's going to be like, oh, my God, he told me to drink well liquor and do lines of bath salts. I'm never fucking listening to this guy again. It was a horrible night. I feel even worse about my father, and I think I have a heart murmur now, right? Like that would have been what I would have told you to done before you fucking went and did what you did. So what you have to do is fake a severe mental illness. Won't be hard. I think you got an undiagnosed mild to medium one. So just go a little fucking crazier.
He just has to add a lisp.
Yeah, and just go.
Lisp.
I didn't tell her to go
Sword
fuck
is already
herself.
there.
That was the guy named Jerry that lives in my head. Sometimes he takes over and I don't remember large parts of the day. You have to fake a multiple personality disorder. It's going to make sense.
Very
I promise,
easy to
dude.
do.
Yeah, that's hard to do for most people. You're so fucking weird. I'll bet they suspect it anyway. So it's going to be way easy for you to fake like full on a fucking Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind without being good at math level fucking mental disorders. You fake it to them. You fake it to the government. I'll get you on 100% disability by the end of this podcast. You keep taking my advice, dude.
Woo.
Dude,
Yeah.
money, forgiveness, it's all here. Just sign up for the Love Gurus podcast on Patreon. We don't have a Patreon yet, but we will soon.
Just how the Lord would have wanted it.
That's right. Like and subscribe to the Love Gurus podcast.
Can I get one more final advice?
Can.
Yes.
Of course you can.
I want to give you some final advice. Here's what you do. Like, I told you the nice way of just apologizing because you're a dick. You could do that, or
You are a dick,
Or
sir.
what you want to do is you want to go dig up that dead woman's father. You want to drag it into your brother's house, drop that carcass on the body, and be like, you knew I liked her when you started dating her. I told you that I had a crush on her, and you still had sex with her and made a baby with her anyway, and just let it all on the floor right there.
I told you 7.5 years
That's
ago
what I would
I'd
do.
fucking get you back.
That's what I would do.
I'm
Dead
a man
father
of my
carcass.
word.
Who's crying now? Everyone. Then you steal the 8-year-old, bring him to Vegas, raise them as your own. 8-year-old kid will forget about her parents in like 2 years. By 12 or 13, she doesn't even remember mom and dad.
Yeah, and you raise
Sell
him,
her on the
you
strip.
raise him with your value. You say, listen, little my brother Junior. When you like a girl, you don't talk to her. What you do is you stalk her from afar and ruin her life when she's 25. You jerk off all over her panties while she's at work. That's the move,
And digging
little guy.
up when you dig up a body, takes about 2 or 3.5 hours. All right.
Yeah. You need to
of
start.
like heavy manual labor.
Yeah.
You start thinking a lot when you dig in. So you
Gotta
know.
need a nice
Yeah.
Monster Energy drink. Can I suggest liking and subscribing to the podcast while you're doing that, buddy? You're
You
gonna
need
need a
to-
podcast
you need to listen to a podcast while you're digging up the body.
What
Yeah.
better podcast to listen to than this one while you're exhuming a corpse
That keeps me moving.
onto the dark cover of night? This is a Love Gurus podcast, the official podcast for people who fucking rob graves for some bizarre Shakespearean revenge.
Well, I think we answered that question.
Woo.
Dig him up. Dig him up. Dig him up.
I must say I'm sometimes surprised on the podcast. I can safely say that's the most surprised I've ever been.
Hey, I made it, guys.
Yes.
Ever
Fucking
on
right.
Crazy Mike O'Rourke.
Goddamn right. We somehow went.
It's honest advice.
We somehow went from real
and maybe
life
that's
no
why
shit
it was so
cannibalism to
surprising
something
and
darker.
shocking, is because
I'm
we
an
knew that you
empath.
meant it.
I'm an empath, okay, guys? Big empath, this guy.
Big empath.
Huge
Big
empath. I cry all the time for no reason.
That's right. That's right. He means it when he says dig him up. He fucking means it.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to cry after this later.
Awesome. Well, we
Even
have,
the gimp is grossed out by what you said. Even the gimp in the corner is like, Take the suit off. Take the suit off. This is getting weird. I don't want to dig up dead bodies.
I like how he knows his mumbles so well, because all I heard was rah, 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 rah. I mean, he knew all the words you were saying.
Especially towards the end.
I speak Gimpanese, dude.
Yeah, especially towards the end of the podcast.
Especially
towards the end of the podcast, the Gimp gets so opinionated, and it's like so annoying.
When I stand up after the podcast, I'm in shackles, like fully shackled, going back to prison. And for our guest this evening, orange jumpsuit.
Oh my God!
They let me wear people clothes today, guys.
What if we could get prisoners on the podcast in like some sort of like work release?
I could get you prisoners.
Shut up! That'd be awesome.
Dude, especially with bail reform, I think we get early release for being on our podcast.
Yeah, we'll do like a work reform. Okay, we're gonna workshop this, listeners. So stay tuned. Watch this space for
like and follow.
Yeah, like and subscribe for sure. Let's do. So we have been, despite the fact that there's only 3 of us, we have been very chatty, which is amazing on this podcast. So let's do the last question.
All right.
Because the third one kind of sucks.
Last question on the podcast, people. If you have any questions to write them to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com, or even better, watch every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube. Give us your questions. Give us your comments right there in the chat. But right now, we're going to take one last one from the Wild Savages on Reddit.
Last question. Does my husband prioritize his mom over me? So I'm 23 and recently married to my husband, who's 29. We're currently living with his family until our house is ready to move into. I didn't feel too good yesterday, so I spent the day in bed and came downstairs in the evening. My husband was sat on the sofa and my mother-in-law on the other sofa, so I sat on the empty one to avoid spreading any virus. Shortly after, my husband came and sat next to me and asked if I'd rub his back. I told him I wasn't feeling great and would appreciate if he could give me a back rub. He said that he would do it when we were in bed later that day. His mom then went and sat next to him and gave him the back rub that he wanted and rubbed his head and neck while looking at me. I felt very... By the way, I drank out of that. Does that bother you?
I know, but you didn't like that one, so I figured I'd give you a fresh cup.
For those listening on Apple Podcasts
I appreciate
and
that,
Spotify.
and I'm not sick or anything, but I just wanted to tell you before you drink that.
It's alcohol.
Okay.
It kills germs.
We're on our 3rd bottle now. We're playing a little bit of musical chairs with the glasses.
Okay.
COVID's a hoax, people. It's a goddamn lie.
Okay. Anyway, so his mom then went and sat next to him and gave him a back rub that he wanted, and then rubbed his head and neck, and all the while he was looking straight at me. I felt very uncomfortable. Then my husband started rubbing his mother's back and shoulders. I was completely astounded that he refused to touch his wife, but he gave his mother a back rub. We later had a conversation where I expressed how it upset me that I felt embarrassed that he clearly showed his mom that she gets what I don't. He said that I was clearly overreacting. He didn't feel comfortable rubbing me in front of her, and he can rub his mother because we're living in our house. He says that I'll get this treatment in our own home, but he doesn't think it's inappropriate in his family home.
Okay, so I've noticed on the title that's sort of listed that we have at the top of the screen on YouTube. For those of you just listening on audio, it says, "Does my husband prioritize his mum?" That's M-U-M.
Yeah, that's an
British.
English bit.
That's British. Is this royal family shit?
That's because this is an international podcast, and we take questions from all over the world.
I secretly suspect this is a question
Markle.
from before 2 weeks ago.
Markle.
Yes, this is
Miss
Harry.
Markle
This is
sent
Prince
this.
Harry. This is Prince Harry doing this.
We're talking about Prince Harry. This is...
Oh my God,
Markle.
Yeah.
Markle don't like it. Markle
And
don't
now
like
she
it.
feels so bad putting this up here
'Cause
because
she's
the
dead.
queen died right after she
And
hit
he was
send.
still massaging the queen's dead body.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Trying to bring her back to
Dig
life.
her up!
This has happened before.
Dig her up!
Dig her up. This has happened before. Like, the queen's died 19 times in our lives, and then he massages her, and apparently she keeps moving. As long as she breathes, as long as you see her chest up and down, and she's alive.
Listen.
Infowars.com. The queen's died 19 times. She's been brought back to life. She's been dug up. She's been
One time I
exhumed.
saw puppies being born. One puppy wasn't, breathing, doing well. You just rub it a lot, and it came to
That's
life.
true.
Probably
I saw
the
that.
same thing with old women.
I saw that in
don't
that
know.
movie.
Yeah.
101 Dalmatians.
Yeah. But
They're bringing the queen back to life with Dalmatian jackets. They're feeding her dogs.
My penis.
they probably did bring her
And
back
Michael's penis. Michael's penis has been
Rub it,
reviving the queen.
and it'll come to life. like a dead puppy.
So to summarize the question, so it's a husband and a wife. She's 23, he's 29. They're living at his parents' house because I guess they have a house that's being renovated or whatever. So they're living at the house. She's not feeling well. She asked her husband for a back rub. He's like, oh, no. But he goes, well, but you can give me a back rub. And she goes, no, I don't feel good. I'm not going to give you a back rub. So then the mom comes in, gives him the back rub. Then he goes and gives his mom a back rub. And my question is, what are they watching on TV? Because this seems weird.
Yeah,
this seems very weird. It's weird to watch.
Painted a picture.
It's weird to watch the late night version of Price is Right with Drew Carey while the mom's getting a back rub. But I here's what I think.
There's nothing they could be watching on TV that could make it better.
Oh, your back hurts, son. Let me rub your back.
Only things that could make it worse.
I'll rub my mom's back because my mom's an old lady and I know how to do massage. So I'll give her a nice little back rub once in a while.
Yeah.
And that's nice, but I'm not asking her to rub my back for me because my back hurts.
Well, see, this is what I was gonna say.
It's
I think
fucking
that
weird, dude.
I think it's appropriate for kids to care for their parents after they're adults, and then it's appropriate for parents to care for their children. But after a certain age, but there are those boundaries.
I want nothing to do with my future son or my
like
parents.
an 8-year-old should never give his mother a massage, nor should a 75-year-old ever massage her.
I
It's
massaged my
fucking
mom's
nutty.
feet as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, a couple times.
You're an abused child. You're
I don't
getting a
know.
faraway look in your eyes.
I
You're
don't do
getting
that to
1,000-yard
women
stare.
now for that reason, but
Exactly. She messed you up. You
Talking
couldn't make
little.
eye contact while you were
don't
saying
you
that.
talk
at all.
about my mother like that on your podcast.
Now he's got crazy.
Whoa,
Now he's got crazy.
My mom will come to your house. She's like, where did that happen? I heard about it. Aunt Kelly called me. She saw it online.
And she's going to show up with a dug-up corpse and just throw her at me.
Viewers, what is being hidden by his cap is the crazy ass look in his eye. But yeah, that's. I think Jake's gonna get shanked after this.
That's fine.
But also, yeah, don't talk about his fucking mom.
Don't
Or
worry,
the
my
dead body
mom's
that she dug up.
way tougher than me and him put together. I'm worried about this guy.
Yeah.
This might be the last podcast they do. And next time it's just her be like, I don't know if you guys heard about on Reddit, but my host got murdered by our last guest's mother this week.
I know.
She showed
Like
up.
that joke.
It's gonna be very sad next week when it's just me.
She showed
and
up barefoot
Jake's
with
wife.
a shiv. It was crazy.
And now his child is fatherless. Oh my God.
So there's a lot.
And she dug up his dead body. It was crazy.
His brother always liked his girl. He'll raise the kid as his own. We
But
don't
he's
know who
gonna
killed
be
him.
salty about it the whole
It's like
time.
a Law and Order episode. Like
I know we need to get
all over the
Marishka
place
in
tonight.
here.
A lot of murderers out there
yeah.
on Reddit.
So, but here's the thing about this question. The one aspect of this question that interests me is it's talking about there really was a pounding. Was that the Gimp?
Gimp, are you okay? Nah, the Gimp's sleeping. He's fine.
Okay. Anyway, but so
Joel on YouTube said Gimp lost his wood.
Oh, poor Gimp. Go to sleep.
Night, Gimp. Joanne on YouTube says, he's so right. We were all thinking it anyway. Digging up bodies is always the answer. Tyler on YouTube says, one advice, always rub your wife's or girlfriend's back when she asks, or you'll end up in the doghouse sleeping on the couch.
probably.
Absolutely. Joel on YouTube says, that lesson goes further than just puppies, Suzanne. If you rub most things long enough, they'll spring to life.
Facts.
Joel, I went to high school. I know.
Keep on rubbing it, kid. It'll come to life.
Unless those things have had too much to drink. Then
And
you
then
know
you
what I mean?
eat it. Then you eat it.
Yeah.
Circle.
But yeah, so with this question, it's a couple things. One, there's this power dynamic because obviously they're staying in his parents' house. So obviously there has to be some respect to the parents because you're probably living there rent free. But that being said, you're a married couple. Like it is
Yeah.
weird.
That's your mom now.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Pretty
Like
much.
actually,
He
the
was,
more I think about
he was
this,
rubbing your mom's back.
the
Look
more
at it
I
that
think
way.
about this, like, she probably feels, I don't know, because if I think about like my partner, like if his mom's like, oh, my shoulders like really hurt, and like him rubbing her shoulders, I would totally not have a problem with that. Like, no, I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like, I would not have a problem with that. Yeah, again, she's like a woman in her 70s. she needs a back rub, like fucking give it to her.
I think he's a little
that's a good
bitch.
You think so?
Like if my 7-year-old mother tries to rub my back, no, I'm fine. I'm okay.
Yeah.
No, but
Mom.
that's what I'm
Let
saying.
me massage
That-
you first, Mom.
That crosses the line.
I don't need a massage.
I'm fine.
I'll
I'm fine.
massage my old mom, but I'm not
Yeah.
gonna ask my old mom to massage me.
If she started,
That's bad in two ways.
Yeah.
If my
That-
mother-in-law
it's-
started
Get back to
rubbing,
work, bitch.
No,
Like, you know?
I agree. If my mother-in-law started
Absolutely.
rubbing Mike's shoulders, I'd be like, the fuck? Like, that would piss me off.
Yeah, way weirder if
But
you're going with the other person.
if he gives
there,
her
yeah.
a shoulder rub, like, I'd be like, yeah, of course. She's a woman in her 70s. Like, treat
You're
her.
being a gentleman.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, I was thinking it was way weird giving the mom a back rub. It's less weird the older the mom is.
I'll back rub a lot of people.
Yeah, no, I
Not me.
agree. The
I
more I,
don't-
think about
yeah.
this and think about like real life situations,
I'm gonna back rub both these people
but it's
while we do
weird.
this.
But moms should be banned from rubbing anyone over 18.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Oh,
But here's the other thing about this question is that
God. If I was a 70-year-old woman, I'd be coming in my jeans right now. Oh, I would be ruining
listeners
those
to
granny
the Love
panties.
Gurus podcast, this might be admitted into to the play. It actually does feel really good. It feels really good.
He's a serial massager. He's a goddamn massageologist.
I wanna hate it, but I can't. It really
Right.
does feel good.
Dude, he was real good at it.
Turn off the cameras.
I had a knot in it, and now the knot is gone. You know, he gets rid of the knots.
Get in there.
Yeah,
You know, it's not like
Yeah.
fucking a woman.
he denazified my back, like Putin is currently doing to Ukraine.
His fingers are like it's almost like Wolverine, but they're
Yeah.
so strong.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so strong.
Uh-huh. He's got that Bruce Lee like 1-inch punch kind of thing going on. You know what I mean? Where even like the bottom part of the knuckle is
You
somehow
put the
very
Wolverine.
strong.
Can you
Yeah.
edit the Wolverine claws when I do that move in post?
Yeah.
Post?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's-
Absolutely.
It really is amazing.
We'll put
yeah.
little graphics.
So I think so overall I am now for children, giving their parents a massage, adult children giving their parents a massage, but it is weird for the parents to give the children a massage. So maybe the mom was doing it as a power move to be like, this
Fuck
is
with
how
that
you
chick.
should
To
treat
read my
your
man.
husband.
Women,
Yeah.
moms
Yeah.
do that shit though.
Yeah,
That's
because
a
you can
fact.
see, maybe she's like an Eastern European mom is like, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
how you treat your husband. You give massage.
Common sense is like, Mom, she hasn't given me a blowjob in 8 months. She's like,
Yeah.
dump her. I always liked her, but get rid of her.
See,
Yeah.
I'm going the other way. I was way too turned on the entire time Mike was massaging me. You know what I mean?
It
You
was
can't
very,
do that
it was
to
very
a-
hard to keep
Yeah,
the
yeah,
podcast
yeah.
going during that time. I must
I got
say.
a wicked huge boner right now.
That's
so
crazy.
It's
Just from touching, George.
I can only imagine how big the boner on this 70-year-old woman was. You know what I mean? If that's what was going on to her.
They
Yeah.
still get wet sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
But
seen it.
so in this situation though, so even if we're all in agreement that it's inappropriate for the mother to give the son a massage, they're still staying under her roof. So shouldn't she just like keep her
Boys
fucking
should always
mouth
take
shut?
care of their mothers.
No, I
And
agree with
wives
that.
should be happy that they do, because
Yeah, then arguably they'll take
I
care
honestly-
of them in their old age.
Coldplay said something like, fathers, be nice to your daughters. Daughters will love like you do. It goes the same way for men and women. Like a good man always takes care of his mama. Like
Yeah.
if my mom and my wife are in
Yeah.
a disagreement, I got to go to LA and do a show right now. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not
Absolutely.
staying for that. you know?
But also, the more I think about this question, when I first read this question, I thought, oh, wow, this situation is really fucked up. But also, when you really, think about it, think of people in your life and then put them in those situations, you're really so fucking upset that you're going to go to Reddit and be like,
Yeah, but I want to say one thing, because if it happened like this, where she's like, "Hey, honey, give me a massage," like, "All right, give me a massage first." She's like, "No." He's like, "Hey, ma, hey, come on, massage my back, ma. All right, I'll do you after you do me." Like, that could be the world this woman's living in, and she definitely deserves a Reddit.
but in
I
that-
picture her
but-
running in with a rolling
Oh,
pin.
ma, this,
She's dropping
Tina
a
won't
rolling
massage
pin.
my
Yeah.
back, Mom. My back hurts. Rub it for me. I'll rub
But-
yours next.
it might.
You were right, Ma. No woman's ever going to treat me
Get
right.
it, right? Yo. Now
I'm
get in
not-
the kitchen and make me a lasagna, ma. I love you, ma.
But
Her
here's
lasagna ain't no good. She burns the top and the
She
inside's
burns
all
the
uncooked,
toast.
Ma. She don't do it the way you do.
I agree with you guys. But also, again, if she's married to this guy, You can't tell me that she hasn't. If that's how they are, she has seen that situation before.
You're right.
She saw that situation the first time that they came over. This is like that was like, Ma, get me a meatball.
Oh, that's scary.
If we don't have any rice balls, I'm gonna fucking murder you.
You didn't cut the toast off, Ma.
Yeah, but
it's all brown and crispy on the outside.
Don't worry. Don't worry. She likes to do that.
Yeah.
She likes to do that.
She likes
Get my
it.
friends drinks, Ma. She likes to do that. Don't worry.
She knows I'm allergic to crust. I have a crust allergy.
She likes to feed her family. She likes it.
Yeah, don't worry. Get back in the kitchen, Diane. I got friends over.
So to me, this situation is the first time that it's happening, and again, they're staying in her house. So it's again, I just feel like she's totally like blowing this out of proportion. It's totally fine. I mean, again, why are you whining so much? Like, here's honestly what I think the situation is. She said that she was sick. She wasn't feeling well, and she's just emotional. And so then everyone didn't like placate her to her whiny little behavior. And then she got on Reddit and was like, I'm going to find friends no matter what you guys say about me.
Rub.
My Reddit friends will give me a back rub virtually. Yeah, so that's what I think. What are the final advice we have?
When was the last time you sucked his penis?
Yes.
Like, if you're asking for back rubs, like I don't like to ask, or like I don't like to be asked to give receiving, or like vice versa.
That's true.
I think we're all in love. I should notice your back hurts, and then I'll just be like, oh, your back hurts. Let me give you a back rub. You know what I mean?
You walk into the house, you're like,
yeah, that's what I do.
Money.
I don't ask for it. I'm like, hey, can I have a blowjob today, honey? No, that's not.
Is there any oatmeal left? Oh yeah, no, it's not fine.
Just clean the house, do the laundry, and fold it.
That's a good point. You got to give
dick
off.
Hurts.
You got to give off the vibes. Got to give off.
Dick
the
hurts
energy.
real bad today. I don't know what it is. Got a dick ache.
It's just. It needs a tonsil massage. It needs a tonsil
I
massage.
read on the internet. I read on Reddit this could help.
Got
a dick ache today. Reddit told me to do it.
Every morning, my boyfriend wakes up and says that he has a dick ache. So I just always suck it. Is that like normal?
I have a deep medical condition. My penis needs a tonsillectomy.
She should dig up your dead dad and have him massage your mom's back. I've learned anything this evening.
That's right. Yeah. If you don't do it, this goddamn corpse will. How dare you?
I want to fuck my sister-in-law for 8 years. I'm sorry I'm an asshole.
So just
you
going
see this bloated thing in the living room? You could have done it the easy way. You chose the hard way. You did this.
You could have massaged your enemies.
Also, if he married that girl when they were 17, he wouldn't have been happy now. He would have hated her.
She would have fucked his brother.
Yeah, she would have. Anyway, I just hate that.
Big brother. Is it your big brother or your little brother? I don't know what answer's worse.
He's 2 years younger, but he's hung like a donkey.
My little brother fucked the girl I liked. He's a senior. He's a freshman.
Yeah.
You're an incel now. That's what you are, sir.
So going back to the massage question.
He's on Reddit with that little green frog emoji.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
I don't know about
green
that.
frog
I wouldn't know
cartoon.
about that incel stuff, but I'm glad that my host knows about it.
No, 4chan. That's where they
At
got
Bronx
it.
Funny on Instagram.
Yeah. The smiley green frog.
Come to me, incel brothers. We will take over the world.
Did your little brother fuck your lady?
Crazy.
Come to the green frog. Come to the green frog.
Come to the green frog on Tuesdays. We meet on Mondays when no women are out in the streets.
That's you do the handshake. It's inverted, and you make the like that's the noise. That's you make the secret handshake. One of us.
Comedians trying to make frog noises, and none of us are really hitting it, but it sounds good.
It sounds good.
Everyone else like it's so loud. And they're all screaming. Why are they so excited about this?
Wait, no, hang on. I can do a frog noise. Okay, here we go.
You cannot. Oh, that is terrible.
Come on, no, it's pretty good.
I fish all the time. No, I'm gonna let you go. I want you to go now.
You sound like a kindergartner trying to make a fart joke.
All right, you're right.
I spend like hours at lakes.
Okay.
So. It was terrible.
Give me a frog.
Okay, give a frog.
You
do
go.
A frog.
I'll be the judge.
Okay, do a frog.
So
bad. There's no way.
All right. Do your frog. That sounds like a kangaroo getting kicked in the nuts.
No, it's actually beautiful though.
That was just vanity.
I want to bring them up to a lake.
That was just showcasing
There's
the
a
fact that you
lake.
can burp on command.
I know,
That
it's
wasn't
true to do
wasn't
that,
a frog.
But actually, I know what frogs sound like, and both of you were
we
kind
all
of close.
fucking know what frogs
No,
sound
you
like. What are you
don't.
talking about?
I fish all the time. I've been at a lake listening
Yeah.
to frogs like 20 nights this summer. Like literally at a lake, when the lights go down, the bullfrogs come out, baby.
Okay, yeah,
So
we
I
all
listen to the sound.
I'm a 4. I hooked up with a frog once. Are you kidding me?
We all know what frogs sound.
And she sounded
No.
just
Ribbit
like the way
is
I
not
made.
real.
It's
Ribbit
like,
is not a sound, kids.
Ribbit.
Yeah, and some of them are so big, and they eat other frogs.
Most frogs,
Frog eat frog world.
most
That's
frogs
a
are very
fact.
bad people. They really are.
Frogs are like, yo, we're on podcast tonight.
I know.
Did you hear we made it? Humans are
yeah.
talking about us
They
again,
killed
baby.
it in the late 90s with the Budweiser
Ribbit,
frog
ribbit,
commercials.
motherfucker. What am I doing it for? I'm trying to
Yeah.
get laid? I don't know. Is it main call? Maybe I'm just hanging out. Maybe I like to scream into the night. You ever been high on the beach?
After Bud, Wise, and they kind of dropped off the
Oh
fucking
yeah,
map, you know?
yeah. I forgot about that commercial.
What's up?
Okay. So final advice for this woman. My final advice is, you know what? You're just being a little bit too sensitive.
Yeah.
You're living for free rent, like, you know, whatever. Your
Yeah.
husband doesn't sound like a bad guy. You're
No.
fine.
Okay, my final advice, but before that, let me read the questions. The comments. Joanne on YouTube says, I figure if the mom is rubbing the back, then that exempts the chick from doing it later. Win-win. Yeah, boom. Yeah, that's absolutely.
Also, your son's a dick.
Excellent point.
I
Yeah.
made my 7-year-old mother rub my back. I'm a fucking scumbag piece
No,
of
but,
shit.
but to Joanne's point, then when they're in bed later and he's
Even
like,
when-
babe, are you going to rub
Medicine.
our back? And she'd be like, bitch, your mom did it earlier. And then
Facts.
you flip your hair and you go to bed and
Hell
sleep like
yeah.
a baby. Yeah. Agreed,
You
Joanne.
ain't getting no dick sucked till this pussy gets eaten 3 times. Start using numbers on this motherfucker.
On your
I
chalkboard.
want 3 OGs. And
These
then I'll
tonsils are getting very
You know
economical.
what? If you're making it a hit by hit, I don't like that. Have your mom go suck
Yeah.
your dick like she rubbed your back last night. You know?
Both my lips add and they subtract, by golly.
Your mom could rub your back. She could do other things too. Give him the cold shoulder for a week.
Yeah. Tyler on YouTube says the Love Gurus is now the back rubbing advice gurus.
Yeah.
Joel on YouTube says, you think the Wolverine is good? Just wait for the shocker.
Yeah. Yeah. That was an X-Men character. Definitely written, but the Marvel Universe or whatever decided to not.
I mean, he was
portray.
canceled even in the late 80s.
No, what are you doing?
Years
It's
before
two-
they
it's
did that.
this.
Yeah.
It's 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
No, you weren't.
Oh,
You
what-
were
what I
like,
was doing one
you
and
did,
one?
You did this.
Oh, wow. Look at her with her wedding ring on as she describes this to us. You did it wrong.
I said you did it wrong.
I know you were telling me I did it wrong, and you have a big diamond
Yeah.
on your hand, so I know she knows what it is.
Yeah. I do the modified shocker. I do 3 in the ass,
Yeah.
1 in the lass. That's the way I do it. That's my move
Well,
right
yeah,
there.
no, but no, I am a straight woman, and so yeah, you're right. 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink, and so since I'm a straight woman, that's 2 in the urethra. Okay.
And the thumb is for the clitoris.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to Google that.
Just make sure you spit on the urethra
supposed to
too,
Google
unless
it.
it's the gimp. He does it. He likes it. He likes it chalky. You know.
Google it,
Like is-
boys. Google
I
it.
like it just like
Literally,
so
though, literally.
chalky. Do you remember that time? It was like,
Google. Google. Every baby.
here's
Google.
what I think is happening in this podcast. I think each of us are telling jokes to ourselves in our own heads, and it has nothing to do with what the other person is saying.
I'm actually been listening to you the whole time. Everything I've said
Yeah.
came right off of this one right here.
It's the whole.
I just
trim-
noticed she
Good.
was married.
It's
so.
it's the triumvirate.
God, I'm glad that it is like divergent
yeah.
a bit, because I was like, I
It's
think
3
that we're
amazing
all-
podcasts that are teaming up to form one awesome podcast.
It's like row your boat as a podcast.
Attention.
Yeah, 100%.
Row your boat. Row.
I'm having a great time with you
2 in the
guys.
pink and 1 in the stink.
Yeah, we're having a great time. Yeah,
After
we're
this,
so
we're
glad.
digging up a dead body just for
we
fuck
are.
yeah.
for
Listen,
sentiment.
listen, Queens,
Dude,
the
after I
cemetery that's
die,
over there. If
It's a
there
nice
is
cemetery.
a crime, It was not us.
If
okay?
you're listening and you're in Queens, meet us in the cemetery tonight in 2 hours. This is a live podcast. We're taking it to the next level. Brought to you by Monster Energy Drinks. Dig up a dead body.
You think you love the Queen, you fucking limeys? You should see what we did to her corpse on our podcast.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, amazing. I think we answered that question. I think we answered all these questions
I think we did.
really, really good this week.
This
and
was
I
a
would
damn
say
good podcast.
one of the better
me.
podcasts.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Michael Orourke, thank you for being here.
I'll be tuning in and
You are the
sending
fucking
all my
man.
friends to your links.
All you guys, look up Michael Orourke. Bronx Funny on all socials.
Just
look him up.
I'll be back, right, guys?
He's
Of
coming
course.
back.
All right.
Oh,
Oh,
he'll
yeah.
be back.
I want to
He'll
be back. I like this show.
He will be back.
All my friends are going to follow you now.
Yes,
Dead
absolutely.
bodies.
Tyler on YouTube says the love girl. Oh shit, I already read that one. Joel on YouTube says you think the Wolverine is good. Just wait for the shocker. Oh shit, I already read that too. God damn it. I'm out of my goddamn mind. Thank you to everybody who listened. Thank you to Michael Orourke, an amazing guest, and an even better back rub giver. This fucking guy rocks, man.
Oh, highly recommend.
And an even better stand-up comic. Check him out live if you can. All right. Joel says my face hurts from laughing tonight. Absolutely. Why he's been in the corner the entire time with that fucking ball gag on. Every time he
Dirty
laughs,
Connor, man.
it fucking wiggles his teeth loose. It's crazy. But for those of you listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere you listen to podcasts, listen live on YouTube every single Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Give us your comments. Give us your questions live in the chat. Make sure to like and subscribe to the podcast. It helps us keep the lights on until next week.
Do it.
We'll see you later. Thank you for listening. Thank you, especially to people in the chat. Thank you to Tyler. Thank you to Joanne. Thank you to Joel. Thank you to Amy. Thank you to John.
Woo!
Until next week, later.